Rise of the Chin.
Hey guys, MainKiller7 here, the Radical Ranter, and I got another rage-free video for you today. The fucking idiots at DICE, well, let's just say there shouldn't be anything left of them in existence. I think they should all be utterly destroyed. Completely. I mean, they should take a shotgun to their own heads, blow themselves the fuck off, and then have a friend set their body on fire with kerosene, napalm, and gasoline. Seriously. There is no fucking excuse. I completely understand on wanting the original trilogy. I'm all okay with that. But no Galactic Conquest? I don't give a fuck what the new mode is. Galactic Conquest should be fucking mandatory. LucasArts would have never allowed that. Disney's fucked up themselves. And they have no right to the battlefield. I don't give a shit what George Lucas has done. And he's fucked it up himself. EA, I'll get to them in maybe. But DICE is the most pathetic excuse you could ever hope to actually bring about a good Star Wars game. You could have given this to any other developer. Any other one. For fuck's sake. Okay. There is, let's see, planets we haven't been to. Okay. We haven't been to Rant all that much, which is basically a nice planet like Hoth. We haven't been to Solus, which they're actually adding in. We haven't been to Malilda Dan, Dantooine in any game. We've only been to Balmorra in one fucking game, and that is in the KOTOR series. Not a lot of people have played that in the Battlefront genre. So let's kick Balmorra on over. How about Korriban? How about Tython? How about the sublevels of fucking Coruscant? They are squandering such a good opportunity to add a variety, more of the actual planets we already know, or some of the planets we've heard mentioned or haven't seen before. Rant we haven't seen in any of the movies. It's not mentioned in the old trilogy before. It's not mentioned anywhere in the series, in the movie-wise, but Rant is an actual planet. Now, regardless of whatever Disney says, the games and all that shit, all the books, they're still canon. Disney has no fucking say in that. That's the fan base's choice on that. Now, Rant would be an excellent choice. We're all aware of Hoth. But how about Rant? It's more ice. It's colder than Hoth is. Far colder. It's basically a fucking giant ball of ice. Far worse than Hoth is. Now, and there's an ancient Sith temple on Hoth that Anakin actually gains some power from. He actually destroys this temple. What about fucking Ilum? Dromod Kos, for fuck's sake. Hutta. We haven't seen Hutta. What about Nar Shaddaa? What about, let's see, I can name a good number of planets. Malilda Dan. The Malilda Dan planet has only been mentioned in several books written by Jude Watson. This is before the first movie, before Phantom Menace, and this is where Obi-Wan actually leaves the fucking Jedi Order to help the young, a group of teenagers and orphan kids, rise up and take control of the planet and end a civil war there that's been raging for 100 or so years. Malilda Dan would be a perfect fucking choice to actually go into a war-torn world and see the devastation wrought over 100+ years. They still see lines drawn, even though the war may not still be there. But like lines of the city are still drawn and quartered against each other. And you could have the Empire Rebels land and then have a fucking 4-way battle. The Malilda and the Dan both be bots fighting against both the Empire and Empire and the Rebels, and then the Rebels are fighting both of them and themselves. That's a 4-way fucking battle. I mean, the first game did it basically right. They had, on Tatooine, they had the Rebels, the Tusken Raiders, the Sarlacc, and the Empire, the Rebels, and the Sarlacc and the Tusken Raiders. 3 armies fighting it out right there. Then, they did it right, and I can't remember what other fucking map they did it. But there was a third faction fighting. Those third factions, when they're just free, when it's just a fucking free-for-all, and that third faction is purely bot-controlled, as opposed to the other army you're fighting, it can make for a spectacular fucking game. Now, Galactic Conquest-wise, that is probably the dumbest and most hardest choice. That is the dumbest choice they could even make, and that's going to hamper their sales. And having DICE create this game at this point is basically asking the Battlefront series to be shot. It's basically throwing it in misery, because DICE can't make this game worth shit. Obviously, they've already fucked it up. Making hard decisions. You're telling me you can't fucking add space battles into this shit? Now, I'm not one for the space battles. I'm pretty much content with my land battles. And one of the biggest fucking things, you fucking imbeciles are saying the AT-ATs are not going to be player controlled. Are you fucking you're fucking pathetic. And you're saying this is not going to play like Battlefield? It's basically Battlefield with fucking lasers now. The AT-ATs should be player controlled. That is one of the biggest fucking fun points in the original Battlefields, was getting into the AT-AT and going straight for that fucking shield generator. No matter what the Rebels could do, you couldn't be stopped. And it was hard enough getting in the fucking Rebel ships and then toe cabling that motherfucker down. I've tried it. It's not fucking easy. I mean, either the bot pilot doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, or they can't shoot the tow cable with the damn. And if you're flying, they can't shoot the tow cable with a fuck. And if you're shooting the tow cable, you may be accurate, but that fucking bot doesn't know what the fuck to fly. They think up is west, they think west is down, and they usually go down. And they'll fly either straight into the walker, or they'll fly straight into the ground and kill you both. Either way, you're not tow cabling the damn thing. You usually need another player in that battle with you to tow cable those things. I have tried. It is not fun. It is not easy. You shut up. Now, the lack of maps. Seriously? The first game, the first fucking PlayStation 2 game had more maps than this. More than 12. It had what? 6 planets? And it had 2 maps per planet, pretty much. Except for they had the Death Star, they had Indoor. No, they didn't have the Death Star. They had Indoor, and they had Hoth. Only 2 fucking planet. Only those 2 planets. Probably Geonosis as well. That only had those single map. I mean, they have fucked this game up so much. The only hope is that, I mean, I know EA's not going to do this, but they rip it out of DICE's hands and, for all intents and purposes, give it to BioWare. I mean, they actually listen to their fan base, and if you give it to them, I mean, they're running with Star Wars: The Old Republic right now, and I already know they're doing fucking fantastic. The game has never been better. They have taken all the things that Blizzard has fucked up with World of Warcraft, like the talent system. They haven't fucked their talent system up. You get something with every level point. You don't in World of Warcraft. They have made that thing free to play, and it's harder for the free to players. In World of Warcraft, you could even be free to play. It was just as fucking easy as it was then, and they're still giving all the kiddies, and they're making it fucking easier and easier and easier, and that's not how a game should be done. They are fucking up World of Warcraft just as bad as, I mean, DICE has fucked up Battlefield Battlefront. Far worse that Blizzard has fucked up World of Warcraft. I'd sooner go back to World of Warcraft than see this travesty come out without all the DICE members being lined up on national TV and shot for fucking treason by a fucking TIE fighter. For fuck's sake. This is pathetic. This is like the ultimate disgrace to any true Battlefield fan who has wanted to see this game for so long. I mean, Star Wars 1313 was going to be a fucking amazing game. And that's following the Boba Fett when he's still an little kid. And he's a clone of Jango Fett, but he's a second-rank clone with no aging deals done to him. Growing up as if he was a son. I mean, they said there's not going to be single-player campaign. What the fuck? The first two games had a single-player campaign. And the second one pretty much followed the story of the 501st Legion, which led the attack on the Temple of Coruscant, killed Leia Sakura off on Felucia. Felucia would be another good planet to see. We saw it a little bit in the movies. We saw a little bit in the games. Felucia is a giant fucking jungle of a map, and it would be fun. And just like in the second game, to actually have those animals come out and start killing people off. I mean, those acolytes just tear through the forest and rip into your soldiers, and you're like, holy shit. And very resistant to bullets, and if you don't kill that thing real fast, one hits you and tears you in half. The accolades would be perfect. How about throw some Nexu in there now? But have Felucia. They took out Leia Sakura and Felucia. They took out the Jedi Temple. They led the attack on Leia's ship in A New Hope and took and slaughtered any rebel in the way. They led the attack under Colonel Veers on Hoth and tore the Rebel Alliance in half. The 501st Legion stormtroopers were not the ones to mess with. They weren't at the Battle of Endor. If they were, the Rebel Han Solo never would have stood. Even with the Ewoks, they never would have stood a chance of bringing the shield generator down. The 501st would have just slaughtered everyone. They wouldn't have taken. They don't take prisoners. They would have shot Han Solo, Chewbacca, Leia, everybody, and then they would have been shooting all those little cuddly fucking teddy bears. The 501st has been one of the best Stormtrooper legions around. And I'm not talking about just the cosplayers. I'm talking about in the fucking games and the stories. The books. By Star Wars lore, they are the best Stormtrooper legion around. You know, they couldn't hit the broadside of a barn if they were in it, right? Stormtrooper legion, the 501st, could hit the fleas of a dog, and the dog's in outer space, and they just fire this way, and the bullet will go straight up. They're that good. Now, they have fucked this game up so bad. No Galactic Conquest, no space battles, no second trilogy, which, okay, let's be honest, just my personal opinion, the second trilogy, the second trilogy, Phantom, episode 1, 2, and 3. I love the movies. They are great. I mean, Darth Maul's fucking badass. But I was never really... I liked the Clone Wars, but I just didn't so much like how they kind of did it in the games. But it was still alright. It was still fun to play. Go as a droid and just start shooting everybody. Run underwater, and I can sit there and just snipe people from around, and they can't do shit about it because I don't breathe. I'm a droid. BioWare, even though they're an RPG, they can make this game so much fucking better than DICE is. And they're a fucking RPG, mainly. They could do this better. Hell, fucking hire Sony Entertainment Services. Hire Rebellion, for fuck's sake. Rebellion has been the handed off to Destructive Creations. They'll they'll do the game justice. They'll put you as a lone clone trooper and lone stormtrooper, and you'll go through and slaughter the entire planet of Coruscant. That'll be fun. Or you'll go into a star destroyer and slaughter everybody, and then kill Lord Vader. That's what Destructive Creations would do. I had to take a jab at them, but they would do the game justice, I believe. I'm pretty sure they get it, but they would add in a massive destructive nature, destructible. Just material. Whereas in Hatred, you could blow buildings. I mean, you could literally level the entire building, given if you had all the right explosives, had enough. You could level the building completely. I have done it. And Destructive Creations would do the game justice far more than they have. Rebellion would. Apogee would. And Apogee isn't even fucking around it. Well, technically they are. They're just called something different now. Wargaming would. Gaijin does. Gaijin doesn't even listen to their fan base, and they're pissing their fan base off. Gaijin would do the game better justice than DICE is doing. Who was it? They don't even exist anymore. Microsoft Media Studios. They would do the game better. And I don't trust anything Microsoft does other than Windows. I mean, Bethesda. Bethesda screwed up Wolfenstein: The New Order, but they probably wouldn't. You probably couldn't screw this up. Unless you're just as incompetent as DICE is. Bethesda screwed up Wolfenstein. You don't kill off the main character, you just fucking don't. Period. I don't care what fucking medium of entertainment it is. Movie, if you kill off the main character, your movie sucks. Rage with Nicolas Cage sucks. I Am Legend with Will Smith, he dies at the end, movie sucks. Let's see, in a book, if you kill off the main character, movie, book, video game, it sucks. End of story, because the main character has to survive. Period. And throwing away something as beloved as the Galactic Conquest. Hunter, shut the fuck up or get out. That's your last warning. I don't want to hear another peep during this video. Now, throwing away something as beloved as the Galactic Conquest is by far the dumbest decision they could have made. And it's shown to me that they're too incompetent to do this game and do it justice. EA alone, if it was another developer, Bethesda or whoever the fuck else, and they were pairing with EA Games to distribute the game, I could understand that. Now, I wouldn't hold EA. I'm not holding EA accountable to any of this. EA couldn't screw the game up this bad. And they're the worst company around. That's saying something. That is literally saying something. EA's wanting the world tournament, the world record for what? 3, 4, 5 years running now? The worst company in the world? 5 years running now? Still the defending champions? I mean, I would have thought Microsoft would have taken that back with the Adam ordeal going down with the X-Bone, but obviously not. But I mean, give this to Sony Online Entertainment. They would do good. They don't exist anymore. Give it back to LucasArts. They don't exist anymore. They can't fuck the game up. They would do the game justice. Let's see here. I have a number of game developers in front of me. Running with Scissors. The company, we have them to thank for Postal. The Postal series. Postal 1, 2, and 3. Although 3 was a bit of a travesty. Have them do it. They do okay. Let's see here. I have a number of games here. ID, the company that gave us Doom, have them do the game. They can't fuck it up. They're not incompetent. I mean, they screwed up Doom 3, but there's a good bet they're not gonna make Star Wars Battlefield a interactive horror. If they did, they'd be more incompetent than DICE, and that's hard to do. Oh my god, my blood pressure is fucking insane through the roof right now. Am I the only one wanting this game not to fucking flop and just be a complete failure? I mean, this is gonna suck harder than the release of Guild Wars 2 did. This is gonna hit. I mean, this is gonna flop worse than... Fuck, I can't name another game that had a very, 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 very poor release. This will have about as bad as a release as the Xbox One did in Japan. They'll sell 30,000 units worldwide. That's not going to be a lot of money. And the Xbox only sold like 32,000 units on a 4-day opening over in Japan. Okay? Give in mind, the Xbox 360 was still selling better. The PSP Vita was still selling better. The PlayStation 4 sold 300,000 plus units. They kicked back up there. They sold around, I believe it was 80,000 for the PlayStation 3 on a 2-day opening. So they shot back up there. Of course, they still haven't had the success of their PlayStation 2 in Japan, where they sold 600,000 plus units on a 2-day fucking opening. 2 days, 600,000 plus. That's singing something. No other console in the world has had such a success anywhere on its opening. I mean, who was the company that at EA Westwood Studios? They don't exist anymore. And they were in charge of Command & Conquer. And EA is in charge of that too. But Command & Conquer 3 was the last real Command & Conquer game we had. I'm sorry. Generals and Zero Hour were before Command & Conquer 3. But then we have a travesty Red Alert 3. Then we have the fuck up Command & Conquer 4. Both of those games were complete shit. Red Alert 3 was too cartoony, and then Tiberium 4 was... It wasn't even Command & Conquer. It was like some weird MOBA shit, like League of Legends, but League of Legends is actually good. Paradox Interactive. They're another good company. They do the Mount & Blade series. They do kind of like ancient sword fighting, Mount & Blade, Imperial Glory, what was it? Knights of Honor. They have great games. They're also got the War of the War of the Roses, the Age of Vikings, I believe it is. But their games are amazing. Ironclad Games, the guys responsible for Sins of a Solar Empire. And Sins of a Solar Empire is fucking beautiful. I can't think of a better company to take a hold of this game. Because, let's see, you got the Advent. They want revenge for being kicked off their planet 1,000 years ago by the Tech, the Trade Emergency Coalition. And then you got the Vasari fleeing from something of their own creation when they ruled a vast empire. Started with the Cold Worlds, and then their entire empire slowly went dark, expanding outward. Who knows? And they even found one of their battle-hardened crew members, their mind driven insane when they boarded that ship. That scared the shit out of them. And they're still fleeing now. And now they're locked into a conflict with the Tech and the Advent. Although the Advent is admittedly overpowered. You roll with Desert Crusaders, Guardians, and Illuminator vessels, a mothership, and a Radiance-class battlecruiser, you'll tear through everybody. Guardians soaking up damage and repelling enemy vessels, while the Desert Crusaders just deal heavy damage, and the Illuminators destroy the shields. There's nothing they can do. Let's see. think I've ran out of gaming. I think I've ran out of companies to name. Okay, no, I still have one more. Interactive. I'm gonna have to start the game here. Interceptor Interactive. They did the remake of Rise of the Triad 2013, and they hit a nail on the head. Beautifully done. I mean, it wasn't well optimized at release, but so was Hatred. Hatred is now fully optimized within days. I mean, Destructive Creations was on top of their shit. Interactive took a while with it, but they could do the game, and they could do a hell of a lot better than DICE is doing. Let's see. The game still doesn't take itself seriously. It makes fun of current gen shooters. The aiming down the sights doesn't do anything. Doesn't increase accuracy a little bit. And why do you reload? You have infinite bullets. You have seven plus different rocket launchers in the game. You have God's Hand. You can be a fucking dog and shoot people in half, okay? The game doesn't take itself seriously. Never did. But that's just another example of a good game released by a company that knew what they were doing. What about the Borderlands games? Who made them? That company, I think... I wouldn't know what company made them. I haven't played them all that much. But that company could do that. Could take this game and make it better. DICE, you're fucking up. Big time. You've already pissed off the fan base. And you're pissing them off more and more and more. I mean, I'm calling for your heads here. Stop this travesty. I mean, I'd be alright with you guys just laying down, handing this off to somebody else, and you can go whatever, fucking up whatever else. Y'all should not be allowed to continue your work on this game. It is too important to the Star Wars. It's too important as a new addition to the Battlefront series. I mean, this is basically Star Wars Battlefront. Star Wars Battlefield. That's all this is. And you can't convince me otherwise, even with a new mode. This game was never meant to be a multiplayer, online, first-person shooter bullshit. I mean, you removed aiming down the sights. What? Are you fucking stupid? Seriously? Okay, let's see here. On PC, for both Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 2, if I'm playing in first-person mode, I can aim down the sights and kill real fucking quickly. Or my character can aim down the sights when I'm in third-person mode, which still enables me to kill just as quickly, and I'm running around the map being a fucking terror to whatever gets in my way. And we can still play as, what I've heard, Darth Vader. But what about Obi-Wan Kenobi? Yoda? The new Sith dude? Which I really want to know who that is. Darth Sidious, even. Where's Luke Skywalker as well? Han Solo? Boba Fett? So one of those other bounty hunters, possibly. What about... Hell, what the fuck about Lando? I mean, Battlefield 2... Trying to follow up Battlefield 2 is hard. And doing it the way you're going... You're throwing the game down the toilet. No, the game's basically Battlefield now.
Yeah.
It's Battlefield. And they're trying to follow up Battlefront 2 with Battlefield, basically. That's failing. Epically. I mean, I already have Star Wars 2 Battlefront right here. Star Wars 2 Battlefront 2 on my computer. Installed. It plays. It runs. It works. I still have it for PlayStation 2. I still have Star Wars Battlefront for PlayStation 2. I have Star Wars Battlefront somewhere installed on my computer. It doesn't work as well as I'd like, but it still runs. I still play it. The company that made Necrovision, okay? I don't even know if they're still around. I don't even know what company that is that made Necrovision. Let's see here. Go to Steam. Necrovision. What company made Necrovision? Okay. I don't see manual. Right. Okay, well that requires a connection. So that's not what I'm looking for. Necrovision Lost Company. Okay, well, I can't find the company for Necrovision. Necrovision is a very damn well done game. I mean, it's ridiculous, but there's a good storyline there. I mean, it's taking place in World War I. Zombies, not World War II like Rebellions is. But the game is far better. I mean, the destruction and body parts flying around in Necrovision is by far beautiful. I mean, you can stab a zombie twice with a bayonet, kill it. You got doghounds you got zombie doghounds running at you. You got flying fucking fire bats that look like a bat, like a fire. Had sex with a scorpion, had sex with a bat, all at once, and they came up with that. You fight a lich. You end up fighting a giant fucking metallic scorpion, and you're inside a little metallic tank, walking tank with a Gatling gun and a fucking rocket launcher as your weapons. That's a damn it's fucking ridiculous, but the game works for it. A game even that ridiculous, that bad, fun to play, but that bad, still has more worthwhile than DICE's Star Wars Battlefield. Rise of Nations, Mountain Blade, PlanetSide 2, Expeditions Conquistador, Frozen Throne, Necrovision, Lost Company, Hatred, Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds, the Star Wars version of Age of Empires 2, Star Wars Age of Empires 2 HD Edition, The Forgotten, World of Warships, Command & Conquer 3, Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Hatred, Star Wars Empire at War, let's see, War Thunder, Divinity, Dragon Commander, Sins of a Solar Empire, Trinity, Sins of a Solar Empire, Rebellion, Age of Mythology, Rolling Conflict, Space Pirates and Zombies, Call of Duty Black Ops, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and let's see, Sniper Elite 3, Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie, Rise of the Triad 2013, Knights of Honor, Postal 2, Warhammer 40,000, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront, No More Room in Hell, Hocus Pocus, Open RA, World of Tanks, Star Wars The Old Republic, KOTOR, KOTOR 2. I can name so many games on my computer alone. I don't even need to go onto my my collection of on my PS4 games. Granted, there's not as much. But those games, all of those I just named, were taken care of with loving care by a very, very good developer. Some of these were even developed under EA's supervision. Some of these were developed under Activision's. But each of these games are amazing. Especially the Black Ops series. Mainly because of one reason, and that's the actor, Sam Worthington. Plus, you gotta fight Menendez and He's fucking insane. So the storyline is very good there. Brutal Doom. I gotta throw that there. Brutal Doom. Hatred. This is already over a half an hour long. DICE, step down. You're not skilled enough to take on a game this complicated. I'm ending it with this. EA, from what I've been able to gather from reading everything, you're not the ones pulling the strings here, so I can't hold you at fault. I mean, it is probably your fault with all the DLC I hear coming out. But with all the decisions being made on how bad this game is coming out, I can't hold you at fault for that. I can't. I can hold you at fault for the fuck up of Red Alert 3 and Command & Conquer 4. I can hold you at fault for that. No problem. No contest. But with this game, I can't. And that kind of pisses me off and relieves me. You're not the ones fucking up here. DICE is. And as far as I'm concerned, DICE gets my vote for Worst Company of the Year. Hands down, worst game developer. They have taken a game that had a mode working for it. They could have just thrown in more characters, more soldier types, more maps. I mean, I'm telling you, I want to play on Renvar again, like we did in the first Galactic Battlegrounds. I want to play on Solist, which that's probably the only good thing they're doing. The only thing that's good. I mean, I don't want to play on Endor anymore. Endor has been done and killed. Hoth. I don't want to play on Hoth either. I want to play on Renvar. I want to play on Dantooine. I want to play on Malilda Dan. I want to play on Korriban, Balmora, Ilum, Manan, Hutta, Nar Shaddaa, the sublevels of Coruscant. I want to play on Dromod, Koth, Tython. Those planets, throwing them in the game would be so perfect. Perfect. Because you have not seen, these games have not, those planets have not been brought to the masses. Especially Malilda Dan, Dantooine. They haven't been in any movie or game as of yet. Dantooine's only been mentioned once. And that's in the 4th movie, A New Hope. They just say they're talking about a rebel base and it's vacant on Dantooine. What about Wraitha? Wraitha's another good one. Wraitha would be perfect because in Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds, you actually have to go there as the Empire and remove a rebel infection. It's a food stores on Wraitha. Wraitha would be perfect. I mean, what about Bespin Cloud City? There's another good one. I mean, what about Maigito? We only see Maigito in the first movie, in the 3rd movie. What about, let me think, Felucia, Galactic Battle Campaign? That's basically the story mode. Galactic, you're talking about Galactic Conquest. Yeah. Galactic Conquest. All the maps available to fight. I mean, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Battlefront. Okay, not our Star Wars Battlefield we're getting, which is fucking horrible. I mean, you fucked up. I mean, Battlefield Hardline was a fucking flop. This game will probably be worse than that. But this game does not deserve to be mistreated, get made like it is. I'd sooner be more comfortable with first-year game designers from IT designing the damn thing. And IT doesn't have a game designing school or field as far as I'm aware of. I mean, first year game designers at DeVry or at Full Sail University. They'd be far more qualified than these DICE guys. With what I have seen, this is pathetic. They are rushing this game out, and it is flopping. It's looking bad. I mean, BioWare, they have released one X-Pack a year, but it's not rushed. It's polished. When it hits, it's polished. The storyline is magnificent. I mean, we went to Yavin 4 now. We have gone to Manan. We've gone to Rishi. Rishi would be perfect. Throw in Rishi. See flying bird people running the fuck around. Manan would be good. What about the return of the Rakata, which we never see? I mean, we just know that their empire fell, and that's in Star Wars: The Old Republic. I mean, Revan is finally dead. I mean, yeah, why not just fuck the lore. Throw Revan. Throw the Emperor Vishyat in there. Throw the random created characters of Star Wars in there. Throw Malgus, Satil Shan. You're fucking this game up already. Just go full fucking retard. More than you already are. I mean, you're already going full retard. Just take the retard pill, set the retard meter on max, break it off, and then pull the lever of going past the point of no return. Just start throwing in random characters. Add in Lightning McQueen. Add in deodorant. Add in a fucking cell phone. Add in a pellet gun. Throw in some empty cans. Add in Blue Eyes White the fucking dragon. Add in some magic cards while you're at it. You're fucking this game up. Might as well just go full fucking circle while you're at it. This is now 41 fucking minutes long. You're fucking this game up. I don't think I can get my point across any clearer now. You're fucking this game up. I mean, dousing myself in lighter fluid and setting myself on fire sounds like a better solution right now. Am I going to do that? Probably not. 4th of July, that may very fucking well happen. I may set myself on fire purely by accident, but it may very, very fucking well happen. You all know how I am with fireworks. Death shall happen. Or accidents happen. Anyway, I've set myself on fire before. And I'm still around. What does that tell you? I'm extremely lucky and I know what I'm doing. But I know what I'm talking about here when it comes to Star Wars and it comes to games. This game is beyond any hope as long as it remains in DICE hands. I mean, I'm gonna see how bad it turns out, and then I'm gonna make a video then explaining exactly how I was right. That DICE should have listened. This has been MainKiller7, guys. One of my most pissed off states you've ever seen. Well, probably not, but the longest video I've ever frickin' done. This has been MainKiller7, guys. The Radical Ranter.